doing trivia now, right?
I am.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And tell me, that's kind of you've only been doing that for a short period of time. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I've known the owners of DJ Trivia since 2010. The first time I spoke live was on the Mobile Beat Tour, and spent 5 cities with those guys, got to know them really well. And every year they push me and say, join, join, join. And last year at Arm DJs, I was talking with David Wyatt, one of the owners, and he finally convinced me to pull the trigger. We got everything ramped up over a few months, and finally started with my first venue in January, and we've grown it to 6 nights, 6 games a week right now. We actually have about 3 or 4 that are getting ready to come on board. I have a few hosts that are working with me, and going back to the retirement side of things, this was part of my retirement. It's ultimately a passive income side of things for me. I don't necessarily have to be hands-on with it. I can train people to download games, to program music, to go out and do them. It doesn't take a lot of money to put them in play. And then on the back end, there's a few other things that allow money to come in to me, and those go into retirement and so forth for me as well. So this was a long-term thought process for me. Not because it took me 8 years to figure it out, but because my hope is in 8 years, I'm one of the top performing DJ trivia companies out there. And that is building my retirement essentially and paying my bills. And if I wanted to even walk away from coaching and doing weddings, I could. I'll probably still do them for quite some time, but it is essentially a passive income stream for me at some point.
So did you say you're doing 8 of these a week now?
Right now we're at 6, Sunday through Thursday. We have 2 games on a Wednesday. I do have additional hosts that work for me as well, so they go out and do most of these. I only do 2 right now myself. So,
are they all bars, or where are they?
Most of them are restaurants. We, depending on where you're located, I know some people that are in other areas that are 21 and up establishments. All of ours are family friendly restaurants. Some have a more dive bar feel to them, but they're all restaurants of some kind. One of the ways I decided to approach it was I've been attacking new businesses, actually. So restaurants and bars that have been open less than a year, and they're still struggling to find their feet or get people in the door. And in many of those cases, DJ Trivia has been that catalyst for them. So they would have 1 or 2 people on a Wednesday night coming through the door, and now they have 60, 70 people that are in there for 2 hours playing a game, buying food, buying drinks, and generating revenue for them. And that's overflowed to other nights for them too. So people have discovered them through trivia, and they come back on a regular weekly basis, and it's kind of a win-win for both of us.
So do you own rights to a specific territory?
Yes. So DJ Trivia is affiliate based. We buy the rights to a metro area based on population. And so Sacramento is my region, and there's my closest next 2 neighbors would be Reno and then Sonoma County. So 1.5 hours in either direction, basically.
So you could even go to San Francisco if you wanted to.
I could, but that's a much different population. So, but I could, yes, absolutely.